What's up, everyone? Welcome to the second episode of In My Penn State Hat. Sorry, it's been a little while since I posted the last video. I took a little bit of a hiatus last week just to kind of get my mind right. Competition was very hard on me mentally. So that's what I wanted to discuss this episode. I want to talk about these past 4 months, what I experienced, how I felt throughout the prep. So as I'm sure many of you know, I was in an NPC men's physique competition last weekend, the 11th, November 11th, and it was good. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I competed in the novice category since it was my first show, and I competed in the open category. In novice, I ended up taking third in my class, and in open, I didn't place at all. So, pretty disappointing, honestly, but as numerous people have told me, your first show, third place is pretty damn good. So, I'm starting to look at the bright side, and, there's room for improvement, obviously, and it was all little things that in my posing that I can very easily correct, so I'm not too worried about the next show. So really, these past 4 months have been very interesting experience. I learned a lot about myself, about discipline, even more about working out and nutrition and everything. So first word of advice, if you're thinking about competing at all, work with a prep coach. Honestly, I was referred to my prep coach Ian by a fellow trainer, and he made my life so much easier. Honestly, I tried prepping on my own in the past, and I was just miserable. I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I thought that was just kind of what you needed to do, just be miserable all the time, and that was a prep. But he made everything so smooth for me. It was honestly not that bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be at all. Like, not even close. So really, it was good. The workout plan was good. The nutrition was good. Not a whole lot of complaints, honestly. And I obviously liked how I looked. It was pretty fantastic at the end. I'm very happy with the results, even though judges didn't think so. But it is what it is. So, a lot of people who have prepped in the past and competed talk about their mood swings and how if they're lower on carbs or whatever, that they just feel absolutely miserable. And that was true the last week for me before the show, which is peak week. So basically, peak week, no fats, no carbs at all besides vegetables. So it was just vegetables and protein. That was it. And that drains you mentally and physically. I was exhausted at the end of the week. Come Thursday, I honestly was just so out of it. I needed to take time off of work, and it was tough. So if you are going to compete and you work like a 9-to-5 job, I would suggest taking a day and a half off beforehand and potentially a day after, just to relax and do whatever you want, because it is mentally and physically draining leading up to it and then the actual show. So the actual show, you can't really drink anything all day. Couple sips of water here and there, some ice cubes, but you need to be extremely dry the entire time. And since the one I was in, the NPC Easterns, was a huge show, there were 700 competitors, it lasted all day, and it was pretty brutal at the end of it. Prejudging started at 10:30, and we weren't done until 11 p.m. So it was a very long day, and I was fantasizing about water towards the end of it. But the actual competition was also kind of not what I expected. I know you obviously you go on stage and you pose, but there's prejudging and there's finals. So prejudging, you get called out and you do your individual posing, and the judges compare you to other people, and then you have to wait the rest of the day until finals. And I was under the impression that finals you pose it off again, and you can maybe be placed differently, so you can move up a little bit or you can move down, whatever. But because it was such a big show, the judges kind of already had their mindset, and they just gave everyone their medals at the end. But it was good. I met a lot of cool people, made some friends, just talking to other competitors about if it was their first show, how long their prep was, like that sort of thing. And it's pretty intimidating, honestly, being in a space with just so many people that are in such fantastic shape. Even I was one of them, but even so, you look at some of these people and it's just like, holy shit, like they are in good shape. So also what tends to happen when people compete is they do one show and it discourages them for whatever reason, and that's it. So my next step is going to be I'm going to do a longer prep this time. 6 months is my goal. Do a show in June again, and then another show in November again. So the goal is to do better the next show. It's going to be a smaller show, so it's not going to be as time consuming, and hopefully with a longer prep, I'm going to get into the shape that the judges wanted for men's physique. Still going to be working with my coach, so that's going to be good. And I'm excited. It's going to be a pretty brutal 6 months. I know I'm going to have to put in a little more work, I think, and just practice all the little things that cost me for the last show. So I just wanted to get this out there, just shed some light on what I've experienced these past 4 months. And I'll keep you guys updated for the next 6. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to do more fitness things again. But I just wanted to really talk about the competition, since it was a pretty big moment in my life. And alrighty, guys. So talk to you soon, and hopefully you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Don't go too crazy with the food. Don't ruin any progress you've made for the holidays. And I'll see you all next week.